Let's talk about CJ Beathard, the guy who's gotten the most abuse from the fan base of anyone except Dante Pettis the last few years. Came in and played well for a half of a quarter against a good pass rush in what you could call maybe against a prevent defense, maybe not. What do you think?
Okay, look, so I'm talking from someone who has the lowest of low expectations for CJ Beathard. So anything he does is a surprise, and he played really well yesterday, so I'm surprised. I don't want to overreact, but look, prevent defense or not, that pass rush was real. And he was throwing, he had a couple of really, really good throws. There were 2 throws to Bourne on the sideline that were contested, that were on time and well thrown. He threw the ball well. I thought he moved it in the pocket well. I thought the big knock with Beathard for me is I always thought his decision-making was fine, and I thought his throwing was fine, and I thought he was athletic enough. Just so slow in the pocket all the time.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if he thought he had the Redskins Hogs or the 90s line protecting him, and his line sucked, and he was just getting car crashes game after game. Well, he finally looked confident. He finally looked like he was playing on time. He looked like he was still kind of laissez-faire while playing, but he seemed to understand that these guys are going to hit him. I got to get the ball out, and he did a good job in the time he played.
He did. I mean, he was slinging it, and he was 14-19, and the couple incompletes were like the Hail Marys at the end. So he played well, and I thought what was interesting about him was in 2017 he played with a lot of confidence. Do you hear construction right now?
Yeah,
it's above me. It's so annoying. I'm so sorry, everyone. I live in a one-bedroom apartment, and I can't.
Construction going on with my next door neighbors, so I thought maybe it was me.
No, it's me. I'm sorry. When I'm older and richer, I'll have a soundproof studio that we can really do this in. But right now, we got to do what we can. What are we talking about? Shut up!
I forgive you.
All right, thanks. Thank you. What the hell are we talking about? We should talk about the defense at some point. We were talking
about Beathard. You were making a point about Beathard.
No, I mean, he came in with a ton of confidence and played well on a bad team. He won a game with that 2017 team, and I felt like he wasn't supposed to play that year. Hoyer was supposed to make it through the whole year. It was such a bad team that Hoyer was broken halfway through. Mentally, physically, he had to get off the field. And then CJ Beathard had to go in and take those hits. And then he was broken by the end of the year.
Right.
And I didn't know if he would ever recover from that. Some quarterbacks don't. I don't know if Hoyer ever has.
Hoyer hasn't.
I don't think he has.
Right. But he hasn't played well since 2017.
Correct. So you wonder. And with CJ, it just looked like a good sign that maybe he has recovered. So good. Right. Because he does have an interesting skill set. He's kind of like Kirk Cousins in that he has the deep ball. He has the deep ball, which is something that Jimmy, when he's in the game, Shanahan actually calls zone reads, doesn't he?
Right.
He called it in the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
He does.
That was a sweet ball.
It was a sweet ball.
Kittle got to catch that. That was sweet. It was only a 2-yard throw, but it was sweet.
I know. It was better than Mullins' floater. The Mullins floater, it was complete but that was a bad look. But hey, real quick, I know we're not talking. We're still on CJ, so I want to say though before because we're never going to talk about Nick Mullins again. It seems like, or not for a very long time. So Nick, as you're on your way out and you start back from the drawing board from rock bottom, I just want to say the deep throw you had to George Kittle and the touchdown pass you had to Kittle were the 2 of the best throws you've ever made, and I see you. Good job. You did some good stuff in that game, and keep your head up because a lot of teams would be lucky to have a backup like you. Anyway, those were some nice passes.
Real quick, I do feel real bad for Nick Mullins. You can see how much it meant to him. Yeah. I thought maybe Kyle was chewing him out about the pick when he came back to the sideline, and he nodded his head. But no, Kyle said, no, CJ's going in. He nodded his head. Next camera shot of him, you could see tears in his eyes. That's really hard to see. You could see how much it meant to him. He probably lost a few $1 million tonight, honestly.
Yeah, he lost all the money he made last week.
Yeah, and look, he had a bad game. There's no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. But just on a human level, I feel bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I don't think any quarterback on the Niners would have flourished under those conditions last night. But what Jimmy could have done and what Nick needed to do was not commit 3 turnovers, period. If you commit 2, you win. If you commit 1, you win. But 3 with one of them being a pick 6, what can you say?
Yeah, and someone brought up his press conference. You want to touch on that? We talked about it on the phone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, dude, I didn't like his press conference at all. I really didn't like it. Look, the way I always see it, like Grant's a member of the media, but the way I see it is that the media is not really your friend when you're in the situation that Nick Mullins was in, where you just had just a horrible game on Sunday Night Football. He gave the media too many quotes. It was like he was talking to his therapist. He really shouldn't have said much. He should have just said, I didn't play great. We should have played better, and left it at that. You don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy and Mr. Professional, because every person in that press box is taking that quote and using it for their article that's writing something bad about you. And you don't want to give them more ammo for that.
Right. It's like he was trying to get the media on his side by giving them candid, in-depth answers, when what he should be projecting is, I'm mad I lost. I'm a tough competitor. Yeah, I see that.
He didn't even need to do that. I feel like that was his time. He's allowed. I wouldn't have faulted him if he was Kurt or
Kurt. Yeah.
I mean, he just had the worst game of his career in front of everybody, and he threw a pick that's living in infamy on Twitter right now.
Yeah, it's true. What's interesting about Nick is that this is a kid who, again, for a guy who's had 10 starts, pretty good start to his career, and now he's been written off forever. It'll be interesting to see how he bounces back, because he's had one bad game. I mean, I know it hurts really bad right now, but he should still have some self-confidence that if he stacks up his first 10 starts against any other quarterback, there's been a lot of things that he can do well. So he has done well. So don't lose confidence in yourself, Nick, if you're watching this, and I'm sure you are. I'm sure that all the 49ers are currently locked in live